So for something a little different here, I actually have 4 boxes of these 1986 Major League Leaders mini cards. They're glossy cards. There are 66 cards in the set. And like I said, I have 4 boxes of these. But I also bought a bunch of, bought a lot of a bunch of singles. So I've got over 100 packs. So basically so in total I have about 7 boxes worth of these. And these are not very expensive. I'd have to work out what they probably cost. I think they cost something like about what the original cost was. You can see the original cost here was 25 cents for 6 cards, and I did collect these at the time. These, I don't know, these may have came out at a time of year, you know, when the regular cards weren't as available. I mean, of course, nowadays, you know, Topps has a bunch of different issues that come out during different times of the year. With 66 cards in the set, 16 of them are Hall of Famers, and one of the cards is a checklist card. So we got Brett and Ripken and Sandberg Hall of Famers. So about a quarter of the cards, maybe just over a quarter of the cards are Hall of Famers. This is their sweepstakes. You win a trip for 4 to the 1987 Spring Training Champ of the team of your choice, and all you got to do is mail this card or just a piece of paper with your name and address. So it's kind of annoying having these in every single pack. Another Hall of Famer, Bert Bly 11. And so the back of these cards. So the premise here is they give the season stats for 1985 and the lifetime stats, but to be on the card you have to have finished in the top 5 in at least one statistical category in 1985. So of course George Brett, 85 was one of his better years, so he finished 2nd in batting average, on base, tied for 3rd in game-winning RBIs, 5th in runs and RBIs. Some players might only have 1. Lance Parrish was 3rd in game-winning RBIs. Lonnie Smith 5th in stolen bases, and that was the only thing. Dale Murphy, home runs, runs. So, and then sometimes if they finish in the top 10 in other categories, they'll list those below that. So like here for Charlie Huff, tied for 2nd in complete games, but also 8th in ERA and 9th in innings pitched. So that's the deal on these cards. Don't know, you know, I really don't know what Topps thinking is on, you know, was on things like this. They made these for several years. There's Jack Clark. Wade Boggs led and won the batting title and on-base percentage. So, you know, obviously a lot of the Hall of Famers of the time are in there, but you get other stars. Then you also get players who just happen to be in the top 5 in some category one year, kind of one-hit wonders. There's the checklist for the 66 cards. The Hall of Famer. See Mike Smithson. He finished tied for 4th in shutouts, tied for 1st in games started, and tied for 6th in innings pitched. But he didn't have a super long career. This was Dwight Gooden's, that amazing year he had, where he won 24 games, led the league in average strikeouts, so winning the pitcher triple crown, also pitching 8 shutouts, so pretty good there. In PSA 10, a handful of these cards are worth a little bit. Doesn't look like anything sells for much more over $30 or so, $30-$40 in a Gem Mint 10. So these are not cards so much for value, but I got these just because they're kind of cool. And like I said, I did collect them as a kid. I'll have to, if I ever get a hold of my old collection, I'll have to see how far along I got on this, whether I managed to collect all of them or not. Don Mattingly. Jimmy Key. He finished 4th in earned run average. Glenn Wilson, not a player you think of. He finished 5th in RBIs and 2nd in doubles. So this pack, we got some players that you don't necessarily think of. And of course, Ricky Henderson, not surprisingly, in this. Not every team has a player in this. I think probably an overwhelming majority of teams do, but not every team. Some teams have several players. 85. So the 85 season, the Royals beat the Cardinals in the World Series. So a lot of Royals had good years. A lot of Cardinals had good years. So not surprising we've seen several Cardinals in here and Royals. But other teams, of course, the Red Sox got into the Red Sox got into the playoffs in '86. You have to remember that these are 86 cards, but they're based on the 85 statistics. One thing about getting these graded is exactly what the true centering is supposed to be on these cards. Don't know whether I'll ever send any of these in, but I want to see. I want to check here in a little bit to see whether see how close we got to the full set. We got 2 Burt Blyleven's in one pack there. Toby Hara, 3rd in on-base percentage, 2nd in walks. That's interesting. And Hara was actually a pretty good hitter overall for being a second baseman. And you get a lot of repeats, even almost repeat packs. Oil Can Boyd. What did he, let's see, where was he? There he is. Tied for 4th in shutouts in complete games, 2nd in innings. Sometimes they didn't, sometimes the choices of what they listed seem a little odd. The numbering on these, they're actually in order by, I think they're alphabetically by player, and then but within a team, and then they're by team. So, so that's why Boston players have low numbers. Detroit's have kind of low numbers, but Toronto have higher numbers. And I think they're sorted by league as well. So I think the American leagues have the lower numbers, and the National League has the higher numbers, I think. Maybe is that true? Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah, because the Cardinals, St. Louis would be toward the end of the National League. So this will be 20 packs. So that's 120 cards, and there are 66 cards in the set. But you have to remember, you generally need to buy a lot more than cards than you think to get a full set of anything, whether it's this stuff or not. So let's actually go through here, and what I'm going to do is we're going to sort these. So numbers less than 10, 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. So we'll see what we come up with. We'll probably get pretty close. But I doubt that we'll get the full set with just this many. Now, the only way you would get a full set is if they are packaged in such a way to intentionally give you full sets. The old Fleer, the early Fleer vending boxes are set up that way, so that if you buy the vending boxes are numbered from 1 to 4, and if you get a set of 1, 2, 3, and 4, you're guaranteed to get 3 complete sets of the cards, but I don't think other card makers didn't do things quite like that. And so you might get lucky or you might not. Okay, so it looks like we may actually be maybe pretty close here. Let me move this up a little bit, and let me see. So 65, 64, 63s, 62, 61, 60. Okay, so we've got all those. So let's see how we do in the 50s. Yeah, we've got a 59. A bunch of 59s. It's possible these things are, were designed so that you could, so you're more likely to get this course. I don't know what these packs. I don't know where these packs, came from. Whether they all came from the same boxes or what. So there's 57, 56. Two, one. Okay, so out of 20 packs, 120 cards, we're missing 29, 22, 16, and 14. Huh. Well, let's see if we can get any of those. Let's see. 29. Okay, that's Dave Winfield. So we got a Winfield there. Let's see, who are we missing? So 14, so we're missing Jack Morris, Walt Terrell, and Willie Wilson. Nope. There's 22. Okay, we got Willie Wilson. So we just need 14, and we got 14, Jack Morris. We just need 16. That was Walt Terrell. This is pack number 30. Looking for number 16. Walt Terrell. See if we can get it within 36 packs, which would be the equivalent of a box. 16. Oh, you know what? We have 16 in this other stack here. Okay, I missed one. So I think that's the only one I missed, though. But so we got the whole set. We got the whole set, and it took less than the equivalent of a box. So that's kind of cool. So I opened 32 packs, although I would have only had to wouldn't had to quite open that many. So all right. So that is that's the 1986 Topps Leaders mini set. I've got a bunch more of these. I'm going to see how many different sets I can put together, and but I'll do that off camera. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.